Hello, everyone, and welcome to the most must-see news show of the week. We are here with the Gorilla Press, and it is all three of us joined today.
Hallelujah!
We have Jazzy Josh, and we have Champagne Charlie. I'm only here for the first bit of this video, so we're going to go straight into the headlines, basically, of the week. We begin, of course, with the second night of the WWE Draft 2020. Champagne and I, we discussed the first night picks back on
we did.
Saturday. And believe it or not, they've done quite a few changes. Obviously, I'm going off of a list, obviously, here. So a few of the big ones we're going to discuss right now. So we've got The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, along with Alexa Bliss. They're both moving to Raw from SmackDown. What are your thoughts, guys? Is that the right decision to be made here?
I thought it was, because I thought they were doing this feud with Kevin Owens. You know what I mean? But then Owens got moved to SmackDown, so I don't know where they're going to go with this. I do love what they're doing with the Fiend and Alexa Bliss. It's kind of like a wrestling's answers to Joker and Harley Quinn, isn't it? So
It's essentially what everyone wanted Sister Abigail to be, but through the Fiend instead.
Yeah.
And everyone always makes remarks about Alexa Bliss being like a Harley Quinn type character.
Well, because she did it like her hair like that a couple of years ago when Suicide Squad came out. So
yeah, I think it's the right decision, though. I think obviously Bray's not getting near the championship over on SmackDown, and he's one of the main players at the moment, and so I think it's the right thing to be done.
Despite the fact that every time he gets a title, they screw him over.
Somehow. Yeah, if it's not Goldberg, it's the 7 days. But yeah, no, I'm excited about this. I think it makes the brand a bit fresh. And Raw, obviously, still being the A show, I guess, will do that. Then the next move as well, Braun Strowman's also been moved over to the Raw brand to continue his feud with Keith Lee. They're hyping up a big match next week for Raw, Keith Lee against Braun Strowman. We saw last week they had that unsanctioned match where they fought all over the Thunderdome and destroyed each other. And so this would be an interesting one. But Braun Strowman is now officially part of Monday Night Raw. I'm happy about that. I think
I'm happy with it as well.
I think also as well, Jeff Hardy moving over to the Raw brand from SmackDown, which I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously this is meant to be Jeff's year, isn't it? I guess they're trying to show how much they value it. And they do need obviously United States challengers, I guess, for Bobby Lashley, as they have moved Apollo Crews over to SmackDown, and Mustafa Ali obviously associated now with Retribution, that's their name.
That group. Yeah, so.
Ricochet is now officially done with the Hurt Business, apparently, what they're saying. Matt Riddle also joining the Raw brand. We had that too. And Elias, who returned on Monday Night Raw, is now part of the Raw brand. A little pet peeve for me, this, when they do this, where Elias, obviously, he was drafted to SmackDown because he was needed for a storyline, and then he got injured and now has been drafted back to Raw. I kind of hate when they do this.
The point. What is the point? Yeah,
I kind of hate when they do this.
Well, it is great to see Elias back there because he is thoroughly entertaining. Those songs that he comes up with. I mean, do you remember that one time? I think it was something he said about a basketball team or something like that, and they booed him for like 10 straight.
Yeah. He's had quite a few like that, to be fair. He's a very entertaining character. Lacey Evans is moving back to Raw as well, which again, it felt like her tenure on SmackDown wasn't really coming to fruition. And both women's divisions need the help they can get, I think. And Nikki Cross and Sheamus also moving over to the Raw brand. I didn't see Nikki Cross moving over. And I don't know about Sheamus. I felt that, I guess he has exhausted his stuff on SmackDown. He lost to Big E. He lost to Jeff Hardy. So perhaps there was that thought process there. But I think
you didn't notice that Nikki was going to get moved. I completely forgot about Nikki because she kind of became a little bit irrelevant since splitting up with Alexa Bliss.
Kind of lost in the shuffle, really.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
I thought there'd be more of a feud there.
Absolutely. Yeah, whole team breaking up. Yeah, so
it just goes into the point that they don't really care about tag teams, which is going to be our next discussion point, which I know you boys have been waiting for. So obviously on the first night of the draft, the New Day, they won the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. They were then drafted, well, Kofi and Woods were drafted over to Monday Night Raw, and Big E remains on SmackDown. Then on Raw, what's happened is the Street Profits, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions, they were drafted over to SmackDown. And so the WWE official Adam Pearce decided to do a simple belt swap. But in doing so,
there's one way of doing it.
But in doing so, he's now added a new championship reign to both teams' record, so to speak.
Really
and obviously, the Raw, Street Profits were the longest reigning Raw Tag Team Champions. So now you've got everyone else has had that asterisk, really, until the Street Profits lose those belts, because I include it all with one reign. But, I mean, I guess they want it done really simply. But this is where I think we discussed on the other day, where when they have the old title, when they have the WWE Championship, WWE Tag Team Championships, and the World Tag Team Championships, or same thing with the IC in the US, you can just move those over, and it's not affecting. But now all the belts are color coded.
Because these belts are called the Raw and the SmackDown title, and because of the color of the straps as well. I suppose it did have to be done, but it is still comical to look at it. So, but
it just shows that they don't care about tag teams. You know, the fact that they can just uproot a championship's history and just be like, you know, that reign's now finished and that reign's now started.
I'm confused about you said Adam Pearce. I'm confused. Is he like supposed to be like a general manager now or something like, or you know, some sort of
it seems to be, he seems to be just like they've dubbed him a WWE official. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be specifically for one brand.
He was a great wrestler. He's a former NWA champion. Yeah, so.
I'm guessing, he's happy to get the screen time, and I guess they do need this kind of thing. I guess where they don't want to go. I don't want them going fully into kind of like, you know, the authority level of interference. But I think you need like a Jack Tunney. You know, younger viewers might not know that he is
a puppet, basically. So,
you need someone who disappears just to announce why stuff actually happens. I think
like a mild general manager.
Yeah, kind of.
Like the thing is, the
screen authority figure.
The original kind of president role. You know, that it wasn't interfering in every single segment. It's just obviously since the McMahon era and stuff, when we've had this over the top, every authority figure is involved in every single championship, and every single feud, and every single rivalry. Where with Jack Tunney, it was just a case of no, you know, Warrior and Hogan, you can't have both championships. You know, it was a case of he popped up and it was big stuff to deal with. And I think they need. Adam Pearce is kind of doing that. Obviously, not like essentially not everything, but he's kind of doing that. You know, he's been involved with some of the contract signed with the Triple Threat match last month for SmackDown and stuff like this. And it helped because WWE, they do throw stuff out there, and I guess it's like their face is like, oh, this is why we're doing it. You know, but I think it's a bit ludicrous to move belts like that. But you know, hey ho. We're next in the move, obviously, the draft. Obviously, I think overall, the draft saw a lot of changes. And I guess we are going to see there are a lot of acquisitions to both brands. Ask you, gents, then, you know, two or three names. Who are you most excited about seeing on their new brands?
I'm happy with seeing AJ Styles on Raw. I think they could do something with that. Maybe something with Drew McIntyre there. This is how lackluster it really was for me. And as I said, it's great to see Jeff Hardy back on Raw as well. So maybe it's something to do with the United States Championship there. As far as SmackDown goes, with them making Big E a solo star, now let's hope they actually bank on it and not fuck it up. That's one thing as well. And oh god, maybe was it Angel Garza who was moved to SmackDown? Was it Garza?
I believe so.
Yeah, Garza. I think he's got a lot of potential to do something big as well. So those are my.
Yeah, he's still young and he's you know he's.
Those are my picks. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Same thing to you then, Porter. But Angel Garza's staying on Raw actually.
All right. Oh, sorry.
It just double check, but he's staying on Raw.
But on the note, Angel Garza and Andrade, have they been split up because of the draft, or?
Yeah,
they've been split up.
That's a lackluster split up. Like they were building up, having them falling out constantly, and they could have had a massive rivalry.
Tag teams.
No, it could have been so good though.
But to be fair, actually, Andrade and Zelina. Zelina's now been drafted to SmackDown. on WWE.com, but Andrade still remained undrafted.
Oh. So there's still the possibility.
Yeah, it's still possible he could be split.
I'd say Alexa Bliss and Finn Balor and The Fiend. I'm looking forward to seeing more because I don't think The Fiend's been on Raw yet, has he? As like a resident.
He when he first started appearing, he was because he was like Mandible clawing.
Yeah.
And Nick Foley and Jerry Lawler.
But I don't think he's been permanently on Raw since he started. But I'd like to see The Fiend and Alexa Bliss do some things on Raw. Maybe even go on to the Mixed Match Challenge, potentially.
If they bring that back, that is.
Yeah, the New Day as a tag team, I think will be interesting to see the difference without having Big E.
Mm.
And then at the same time, also seeing Big E finally get that singles run that we've been waiting for since his NXT days. Because people seem to forget and overlook that Big E is a former singles champion, having the NXT title.
And a former Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, and the Intercontinental title, which I'm pretty sure he feuded with Dolph Ziggler for.
He did.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. Really, I'm excited to see what they do with Jeff over on Raw side of things. I'm more excited how, like I said, the Fiend and Alexa Bliss thing, how that continues going forward. Yeah. And I'm interested to see how the Street Profits handle SmackDown because they've been kind of the sole tag team over on Raw for a long time. But we on to SmackDown. We've got Lucha House Party. You've got Cesaro and Shinsuke. They've got some actual tag team to play with, and perhaps they can put another couple together or call some up from NXT. Like we could actually have a division going. I think the Street Profits, particularly Montez Ford, are very talented. But yeah, I mean that's the draft. Then, like we've had it's happened. So we'll see obviously what happens over the next few months. Moving forward from that, little story about Retribution. Their segment on Raw was cut this week. Mustafa Ali. I keep wanting to call him Muhammad Ali. Mustafa Ali. He was expected to announce basically his reasons why, as obviously that's what happens when these things happen, isn't it? The segment was cut. This obviously follows as well Mercedes Martinez being cut from the stable also very quietly last week. And so I'm not too sure what to read into this. Are they slowly giving up on this?
I think they are.
I hope so.
It's not working.
It's utter bollocks.
It's awkward, isn't it?
Like, they've taken all this amazing talent in the form of Shane Thorne, Dominic Dijakovic, Mia Yim, Mercedes Martinez, and Ethan Ali, and just thrown them in this really shit faction. Like, none of these guys need to be in a faction.
No.
They're all uber talented on their own. Like they were making
trying to entertain people with this. Honestly, I mean, I once saw a play with a recently departed parrot that had been stuffed. That was more entertaining than once.
Honestly, it pisses me off to see any company do this to super talented singles talent that they have been doing really well with somewhere else, and then just chuck them in a faction or a tag team for no reason. Other than because they got bored.
Porter, last week I said to Lucas, right, Vince McMahon should write a book, how to bury very good talent in 5 minutes or less. So yeah.
No, it's true. I mean, yeah, I think it's dead. It was dead on arrival. It's now dead.
Yeah.
As a dodo, as they say. I think I think obviously them cutting that segment kind of shows that they don't really value this as much as they should have done. Considering the other stuff they left on.
It's dying a slow, painful death. Let's wrap it up. Move on to the next fuck up. Right.
So talking about fuck ups, something that has kind of fucked up and been quietly cancelled, it seems, is Raw Underground has not aired a segment in a few weeks since before Clash of Champions now. This is due to the current situation and certain cases spreading around the PC where the segment was filmed, and having that many people involved in something. They've kept very rare on that. They've had a couple, I think, of 8-man tags or 2 vs 2 vs 2 tags or whatever, and they had a battle royal on Raw, but they've kept very, very normal with their match types, haven't they, since this whole thing started. And I think having that many people involved was never a really good idea. I guess they tried to build that Daba Kato, who did get drafted this week. Actually, one of the only Raw Underground only superstar, I guess, because he was a free agent before.
Yeah.
Everyone else was obviously part of it, but they were already on the roster. He was drafted among that Raw, and with Keith Lee over there, Braun Strowman, and the Fiend, there are some big boys for him to play with.
That sounds so.
That's really not going to get into anyone's head.
Yeah.
But I think Raw Underground is dead. And I don't think it's been missed by too many people. So Double Kato, though, I think that have we seen this before though? With Braun, with Vladimir Kozlov, with insert big guy here. Like, are they going to do the same thing again? In 2020, is it gonna work?
I doubt it.
I mean, it's interesting because I guess as well, like there's a lot of obviously heavyweights on the Raw brand, I guess, and there are obviously lots, what we call jobber fodder. But
you get a lot of jobber fodder these days.
But are they going to do the same thing again? Like that, that all kind of awaits to be seen.
Because when Braun Strowman came in, they fed a bunch of jobbers to him. You know what I mean? So they're probably going to do the same thing with this Daba Kato. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Probably be a jobber fest for him before he gets any real feuds, really. So
potentially.
So from the crap and awful, we now move on to the new and awesome, which is the AEW news. Yeah.
Well, that was very biased.
What can I say? I'm very, very biased. I'm not liking the current product with WWE. At least I'm honest about it. You know what I mean? Not to make me sound like a smart mark, but at least I have an opinion about things. So.
Can we agree that no one at Talking Crap dislikes a promotion?
Oh no, we don't dislike the promotion. It's just there are things that we just don't like.
That is not what we do here.
Nah. Anyway, the first subject, the sole subject basically for this week's AEW news, it's the first anniversary show of AEW Dynamite taking place.
It feels like it's been going on longer.
Yeah, but this is a full year of AEW Dynamite, and they've been on fire since the get-go. Now, we don't care about ratings here, but they have been dominating the wrestling ratings, and they keep surprising us with some of the stars they bring in, and the match qualities themselves are really, really good. Anyway, here's the card that's been announced for this week's Dynamite. The main event being the AEW World Championship, John Moxley defending the title against Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk Monster. And of course, Jake the Snake Roberts will be in his corner. This is going to be a hard-hitting one, I think, Porter. Porter?
Oh, I've frozen again, haven't I?
Yeah, you have frozen again.
I'm back.
Where do you want me to go from?
No, I'll just cut from where you asked me to speak, then I'll carry on.
Okay, so this is going to be a hard-hitting one. What do you think, Porter?
I think it will be in the sense of these are two guys that don't give a shit about pain.
Absolutely not.
But I think if anyone's going to take the title off Moxley, it will be Archer.
Yeah, and obviously Jake the Snake will be a factor in this match, obviously.
Yeah, but at the same time, I still don't think it's going to happen yet.
I don't think it'll happen yet because I don't think they'll do it on Dynamite. I think they need to save
No, they'll do it on a big audience show, I reckon.
Yes. But like I said, these two have faced each other before. They actually faced each other back in January at Wrestle Kingdom this year.
They've been facing each other beforehand as well.
Yeah, and every time it has been an absolute slugfest. So,
we
can expect no different from this one. Next on the card, we have the TNT Championship. Now, Cody regained the title last week in the infamous dog collar match from Brody Lee, and his first challenger will be Orange Cassidy. Now, Orange Cassidy has been impressing a lot of people recently with his rise through the ranks. And
I think this will be a good match.
It will be a really good match. There are a lot of people who are questioning the seriousness of Orange Cassidy. That's the thing, though. He's not a serious character, but does he have it in him to be made a champion, such as the TNT champion?
I think he does, but not yet, because Cody's only just got the championship back.
Yeah, so you think there's going to be more of a reign for Cody before he loses it again?
He's come back from this injury with this brand new attitude, but he's still not heel, which is weird. But he's come back with this brand new attitude. He's smashed Brody Lee into the canvas in a dog collar match, got his title back. He's not then going to go and lose it to Orange Cassidy the week after. I do think Cassidy is TNT title material.
Okay, well, so we shall see what happens. Next on the card. Now, this is a company that I think really does appreciate tag team wrestling because the tag team, they've
said it from the beginning.
Yes. Here we have the tag team championship match. FTR defending the titles against the Best Friends. And of course, in FTR's corner will be Tully Blanchard. Now, they've been doing this thing recently with the whole brush with greatness thing where FTR have only been defending it in 20-minute matches, but this is not one of those moments. This is actually going to be a full-scale 60-minute time limit match for the titles. Best Friends have been impressing everybody, especially with that parking lot brawl that they had with Santana Ortiz a few weeks ago. But FTR claims that these two are nothing more than comedy wrestlers. So this is going to be a good match, I think.
Yeah, like you've got. I'd argue that AEW have the best tag team division in professional wrestling today. They don't have the best tag teams, but they have the best division. Like they've got a good mix of everything. Yeah, I'd argue that you've got the Good Brothers and Motor City Machine Guns in Impact Wrestling. They're in the top 10.
Yeah.
Then you've got Guerrillas of Destiny, which are over in New Japan. They're also in the top 10, if not the top 5. But yeah, I'd say as a tag team division, it's the best one going.
As far as this match goes, however, as much as I think it's going to be one hell of an athletic contest, I don't think the Best Friends are going to win it because they keep teasing this thing. When will FTR face the Young Bucks?
Yeah, so, I don't think they'll have. I think if they're going to have FTR lose the titles, it will be to Young Bucks and it will be a high-scale match. It won't be to the Best Friends, but Best Friends are future tag team champions without a doubt.
I agree. Yes. Also, Miro and Kip Sabian will be in action. We don't know who against yet, and of course.
Miro's alive then.
Yeah, Miro is alive. Yes.
He survived his injury after his first match.
Penelope Ford will be in their corner. I don't understand this new tag team. This thing they're doing with Miro, the whole best man thing. It's a bit of a shoddy storyline, in my opinion.
I'm going to give it time. It's only just started. I'm a bit skeptical myself, but I'm curious to see where it goes.
Yeah, and also final bit of news.
Go on.
Sorry. Final bit of AEW news. MJF to make a huge blockbuster announcement, but he's requested the presence of Chris Jericho there for this announcement. There's been these rumors, will MJF join the Inner Circle, or is it to challenge Chris Jericho to some sort of competition? We don't know yet. I'm looking forward to it finding out because both of them have great chemistry on the mic together. We shall see what will happen.
I mean, you've got MJF, one of the best heels going at the moment.
Yes.
So time will tell to see how well it goes with this.
Absolutely.
I'm curious where his announcement is, though, because it's going to be something dumb, comedic, and heel.
Absolutely, which is kind of what Jericho kind of goes for quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the AEW news there. Do you have anything more you want to add, Porter?
Give me 2 seconds. I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, I have. I'll cut out that segment where I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, Lucas and Champagne Charlie take AEW and WWE. So I get the rest of the world. But there's only one news piece really worth mentioning that has happened. Well, to be fair, there's only one news piece that has happened. And that's that Bound for Glory, Jordan Grace will be challenging for the X Division Championship for Impact Wrestling.
It's not the first time they've had a woman challenge for one of the main male titles, though, have they?
No, but this is the only time it's actually made sense.
Yeah.
Because the World Championship is meant to be a neutral title. It's meant to be for a man. And then you've got the Knockouts Championship, which is meant to be for women.
Yeah.
That's not being sexist. That should be realistic. However, the X Division Championship,
there's nothing in the rule
tagline.
They can't. Yeah.
There's no weight limits, but there's no limits.
Yeah, so like I said, there's nothing in the rule book that says she can't. Yeah. So
anyone can challenge for the X Division title. They just have to ask.
Because Jordan Grace is one hell of an athlete, that's for sure. So
and she did technically beat the X Division champion already.
She did
in Beat Rohit Challenge. She pinned him fair and square. She thought she won the title. But then, of course, Rohit, being the fantastic heel he is, goes, that wasn't the challenge.
So this is for Impact Wrestling, isn't it? So
it is.
Some interesting stuff going on with Impact. Some interesting stuff, anyway.
Yeah. They've finally given him a mic, which I'm happy about.
Absolutely.
So I've seen him on the indie scenes. He's a good talker.
Yeah.
I think that's everything then.
Yeah, I think that is everything. Yes, for this week on the Gorilla Press.
Right. Well, on that note, we'll be back very, very soon with Talking Crap again. I know we've taken a very long hiatus, but we will be back.
Absolutely.
Anything you'd like to say, Charlie?
All I'm going to say is watch this space because there are some good things coming ahead.
There are some big things. Right. Well, on that note, we will see you later. Take it easy, guys.
Bye-bye.